And welcome back another episode of NBA 2K14. And now in the last episode, at the scene here yesterday, as the New York Knicks defeat the Brooklyn Nets by 11, 116 to 105. As you see, John Johnson got 32 points, Deron Williams got 29 points and 8 assists. On the other side for New York Knicks, Carmelo Anthony got 3 points, 8 assists. J.R. Smith got 22 and 9 assists. Raymond Felton 16 points, and Maurice Stoudemire got 15 as the New York Knicks keeping the Atlantic Division title alive, so there will be chance to chance to get into the playoffs. So now let's check out the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference as they winding down to the end of the 2014 NBA season. As you see, Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks are tied with 35-46, the chance to both 31 games back to get in the playoffs. On the other hand, in Western Conference, that would be have the chance to get in the third spot. Could be a great matchup here. This gonna be have the chance to get into the playoffs. Lakers and Mavericks both fighting for number 3 seed right here, 52 and 29, because Lakers already won the first 2 meetings in Dallas and the Mavericks only won. So here's the updates, playoff standings. Spurs in the front 51-3, and then right here the Clippers are shared tied. So that will be wrap up here. Memphis Grizzlies already locked in the 8th seed, 46 and 35. We're not gonna get in the playoffs as the NBA season will winding down. So down to the final game of the regular season here in Phoenix from in Memphis, Tennessee. We have our first 2 days here. We got the arc since we have a class return soon. So now heads to Southwest rival in Phoenix from in Memphis as Dirk Nowitzki and Monte Ellis of the Dallas Mavericks take on Marc Gasol and Mike Conley of the Memphis Grizzlies for the first part of the final game of the 2014 NBA regular season. So for this game, the Mavericks gonna use the navy blue and the Grizzlies gonna use the white. So for now on, we're going out here and sending to Kevin Harlan here in Phoenix from in Memphis, Tennessee. So now we're moments away. Anyway, so let's get started. Enjoy the video here in Memphis. So here we go. Enjoy now. Here we go. Here is sending to Kevin Harlan. Let's go.
Damon Bruce here. Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. Wednesday night in the NBA, it's going to be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And without any further ado, let's head to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew at the arena. I'll be back at halftime.
This is NBA basketball on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, hump day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. I'm Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr with Doris Burke on the sideline. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today is Zach Randolph.
Well, most of all, I just love the work he puts in on the offensive glass. So many of his points come on putbacks just because of sheer hustle.
You know, one other thing you have to appreciate when it comes to him is his skill on the low block. Terrific footwork, nice up and under fakes, and he's got a tremendously soft touch.
Grizzlies will look to their home court advantage. Just one game here in Memphis. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top. They've got the edge, 2 wins in 3 games against this team, going for number 3 here.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack.
Another note is this game. Dallas Mavericks on the verge, tied with the 2013 from last season. It was the Miami Heat, who now 27-game win streak, but share the tie with the chance to win. They're looking to break the tie with the Miami Heat for the most longest win streak in NBA history, but unfortunately could not reach that 34-game win streak on the verge for the Lakers in 1972. So that will have a chance to break the number 28, the longest win streak, to wrap up the Mavericks season. We'll be back, and let's go enjoy. We'll be here in American, actually here in Phoenix. Enjoy and resume.
The goal and come away with layup, it demoralizes the defense.
Now here's Nowitzki, following the miss by Michael Conley. And that one's good. Harris has got the first 3 points tonight for the Mavs.
Great-looking bounce pass to set up that play.
You know, guys, you look at the roster of this Memphis team, and they have a lot to offer. Size and strength inside, playmakers on the perimeter, and improving an outstanding point guard in Mike Conley Jr. But you have to wonder, have they hit their ceiling? That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throw of the evening. Well, Clark had talked about the Grizzlies don't have a megastar that other teams do to lean on in crunch time. Steve, you know, they traded the closest thing to that in Rudy Gay last season.
Well, closest thing is right, Kevin. Rudy Gay was not a superstar. He was very, very good, but if he was a true superstar, they would not have moved him. I think they just felt like they couldn't afford Gay's contract. They wanted to move on and play through their big men, Gasol and Randolph. And I think in the end, probably a wise decision because the team performed very well without Gay anyway. Boy, they are locked and loaded early. 3 for 3.
Harris against Conley. Here's the teardrop, and he lays it up and in. Conley's got his first basket.
How about that cloth, soft touch? I mean, just a gentle little teardrop, almost like a falling leaf. A leaf falling down slowly to the ground. Very sweet and colorful, too. A rim rocker.
Looked for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some strength there, guys.
A floater. And it's Harris off the drive. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Pretty impressive. 5 straight makes to start this game.
This last summer, the Mavs asked fans to submit some redesigns of their uniforms for future use. Always kind of neat to see when a team and organization reaches out for the fans' input.
And back to the Mavs, definitely a big move by them to reach out like that. Nothing like bringing crowdsourcing to the NBA and building a bridge, you know, Steve, with your fan base.
You know, Kevin, I had a chance to see some of the designs of the uniforms that were being suggested. Some pretty sharp-looking duds, but there were some other ones that were absolutely hideous. So let's hope the decision-makers in the Mavs organization pick some of the let's say the more clean-looking new uniform suggestions.
Vince Carter, he's checked in for Dallas. West comes in for Devin Harris. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. With this break in the action, a quick look at our 2K leaderboard in the NBA's top free throw shooting big men since the All-Star break. Second is Zach Randolph.
He's got great rhythm, great form at the foul line, and sometimes we don't see that in big guys, but he's impeccable at the line.
Well, getting to the top spot on that list has always been a goal of his, and he's worked hard to get there, developing a very repeatable stroke. And as you said, it's the kind of form you love to see in anybody, but especially a big guy.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
It was an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it was on the road. No question, by the way, that it was their offense that carried them.
Steve, I love the way they attacked at every opportunity. They never were on their heels, and eventually that allowed them to pull away.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Tawan Blair, he's checked in for Dallenberg. And Brandon Wright is subbed in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Blair gets it to go.
Huge advantage for them already.
And as well as they played at both ends so far, this lead might continue to grow.
Allen kicks to Conley. Prince outside. To halt the run. Gets it to go. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, a moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, earlier I had a chance to speak with Rick Carlisle. He brought up Marc Gasol, a kind of sleeper player he thinks could give them trouble. Coach said he's a guy 7 foot plus, he's very skilled, can shoot and finish over either shoulder, and he doesn't shy away from contact. He's a guy you have to really pay attention to. And I told our guys, we can't let him have a big game. Fellas, we'll see how they do against him.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. So Memphis ends up going with the new group.
You know, the talk around the Grizzlies about moving has been around for a while, but a new ownership group came in and put that to rest. And one of the first things they did after buying the team was say, hey, the Grizzlies are here for at least 15 years.
And that kind of power move has become a trademark for him.
And as a fan of the Grizzlies and as a fan of the NBA, you like hearing that the Grizzlies being tagged to stay in Memphis for another decade and a half, Steve. That's good news for everybody.
Yeah, it is. This is a great city, a fan base that really supports its team, and the Grizzlies have turned into an excellent franchise. So let's hope that there's another couple of successful decades at least here in Memphis for the Grizzlies.
Just 2 to shoot. Wright is guarded by Davis. And that one's good. Wright.
It has taken them no time to build this lead up on the strength of a great first quarter offensively.
And they need to continue to put pressure on the defense and try to really run away with this one from here.
You know, Miller has battled injuries over the last few seasons, but when he's right, he can really help you on the wing, particularly as a rebounder and a spot-up shooter, can really bury that three-point ball.
Yeah, a great shooter and rebounder, competes defensively. You know, a lot to like about his game. And here is Ellis after the three-pointer for Miller. Shots good by Ellis.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
Here's Kufis again, Memphis.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
West kicks to Ellis. Carter left side. Another shot, and Blair gets it to go. Blair's got his second basket of the game.
I love the aggressiveness with their approach, pounding the ball inside, and it's working.
They are owning this game early. They are constantly finding lanes to the basket.
And an overpowering first quarter effort, already a double-digit advantage. Mavericks lead by 12. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Dallas.
And they're knocking down that mid-range jumper so far.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
On the floor for Dallas, Marion is out there with Gallenberg. Then there's Kent Bazemore. Then there's Calderon. And it's Larkin in at the point guard position. And Bayless kicks to Davis. And that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. Davis has got his first points in this one.
You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys.
Here's Larkin. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
Now you look at Shane Larkin, the son of Hall of Fame shortstop Barry Larkin. He said he's been working his whole life to get out of his father's shadow, and now he's got his opportunity. He was a great player at the University of Miami, led his team to the best record in school history as a sophomore, an ACC championship, and a Sweet 16 berth.
Mavericks making a switch here. Nowitzki's checked in. Davis has got 4 points now in the quarter. Mavericks leading by 12. Back to Nowitzki. Lee Barnes was put in just the right spot. And back to sugar, as they call him, Shane Larkin. 5'11" in shoes, Clark.
Yeah, he plays much bigger, an elite athlete. How about the 44-inch vertical, second highest ever measured at the combine? But can you play? Yes, he can. This young fella's got game.
Dallas making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession. Now a look at the hottest teams in the league. These squads have knocked down everything in the last 10 games. The Mavericks, number 1.
It's due to better shot selection lately, Kevin. They're taking their time to make sure the shots they take go in. Really good self-discipline there.
Dallenberg, rejected by Miller. Miller, that's for two. And that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. Bayless has got his third assist on the night. Nowitzki for three, and that one's good. Nowitzki's got 12 in the game.
Well, when you combine Dirk's height with his touch and his release, which is basically behind his head, he
Grown man's power punch with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a... Analyst for him.
I think you're right.
Well, we've seen these kind of plays get them going in the past, that's for sure.
Some changes for Memphis. Gasol comes in for Miller. And Tayshaun Prince subbed in for Mike Miller. Here's Harris. No one. Excellent D there from Bayless.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably a little bit too far.
Yeah, not what I would call working to get the best shot either.
Nowitzki kicks to Harris. Hits it from three-point range. Harris has got 9 points.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
Yeah, in fact, 3 of the last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Bayless kicks to Prince. And the pass to Okoye. Drills it from outside.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
It's stolen by Davis. It's Prince on the wing. And that one's good.
Now, they knew what the defense was doing, and they responded perfectly.
Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Suns. Calderon dishes to Nowitzki. Davis is there. Nowitzki kicks to Calderon. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 4 assists in the game.
Jose Calderon out of Spain is a terrific playmaker and shooter. He's not a guy who's going to put up big numbers, but you give him the keys to your offense, and he's going to make a lot of good things happen for you.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And going back to Calderon, as good as he is offensively, Steve, you have to manage his matchups defensively.
Yeah, especially in today's NBA, quickness can be so deadly, and I think it's true. Calderon sometimes is at the mercy of those faster point guards in the league, but he can really play. He does an awful lot of good things out on the floor.
Gasol with it. Now right defender. Harris against Randolph. And it's Carter penetrating. And Dallas again with the bucket. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Conley kicks to Randolph. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Randolph's got his first 2 points of the night.
He had his choice of finishing moves there, and you just got to love the fact he went old school with the finger roll. Well, it's always nice to see a strong inside game, and that's what we've got going on there. I mean, they're pounding it inside.
The Mavericks have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. And when you look at the numbers, impressive.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
Here's Prince. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Allen drives in, kicks it out to Prince for 3, and again it's Memphis with the 3.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Here's Harris. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Now looks the pass to Carter. The feed to Nowitzki. He's against Randolph. Fades and shoots. And another basket for Dallas.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
And boy, that looked like... And yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Carter for three. A sensational shot at the buzzer.
Perfectly timed. Couldn't have done it any better. How about the poise under pressure?
Well,
unbelievable.
guys, he got himself into as good a position as he could before he pulled the trigger. What a play.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. The Mavericks on top, up by 16. Folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint. From the 2K Sports Studios, welcome. The season is in its final stages. Let's look back at today's action so far. For the Dallas Mavericks, they have the lead against Memphis. With their winning streak, this team is playing with a whole lot of confidence right now. It's been a dominating outing for Dirk Nowitzki through two. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. For the Grizzlies, though, not the same story. Hard to find a lot to like about their performance so far. They'll need to pay much better attention in the second half to the details. The details. We've seen Tayshaun Prince in top form. He's up to 9 points, and he's had some good court vision, helping out in the assist department as well. Let's check out what's on tap around the league. Over at AT&T Center, the Spurs will face off against the Lakers. That's a 7 p.m. tip time, 10 Pacific. And one game also on the docket. The Houston Rockets will be playing out against the Pelicans out in New Orleans. Divisional games are always so important for teams. 7 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific is the tip time. And a look here at the other NBA action. Out in Minnesota, it'll be the Timberwolves against the Jazz. The 7 p.m. Eastern tip time is set. Thanks so much for spending halftime with me. Now let's head on back out to Kevin and the gang. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Nowitzki playing very well. 16 points and 3 blocks. You talk about being on. He's been it. Not even one missed shot so far.
Yeah, this is superhuman stuff we're seeing right now.
Allen and Prince on the perimeter. Zebo and Marcus All are up front. And it's Conley in at point guard. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Ellis against Randall. And stolen by Prince. For the finish. Rips down the break.
Example there, how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
And it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Ellis can really turn it on at times. Well, Monte Ellis has never been short on confidence, and last year he went as far as comparing himself to Dwayne Wade, saying the only difference between them is that Wade has rings. That's a pretty big difference, though. One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Nowitzki with it. Zach Randolph covering.
Great defense there. You really have to challenge him at that range.
Conley off the pick from Gasol. A drive by Allen. That's blocked. One-on-one fast break. Here's Harris. And another basket for Dallas.
He's been key for this team's offense the way he's distributed the ball.
Yeah, you know, the offense is just moving through him, Steve, no doubt. And now we get a chance to see how the Grizzlies are doing in the NBA rankings right now. First in blocks, 5th in fewest turnovers per game. And they're in the top 10 in rebound. This is a team that does a good job getting on the glass.
And to me, what jumps out is the blocks, because they're an intimidating team. They really control the paint. They like to physically dominate their opponent. And when they do that, and they get a lot of block shots, obviously it gives their defense a ton of confidence.
Always some very sneaky defenders on the wings in the NBA, and since the All-Star break, no players have been better at setting traps than these small forwards. Third is Tayshaun Prince.
You know, if you're an opposing small forward, this could also be called a list of the league's most annoying players because they will be in your jersey all night when you're up against them.
And they're not just good on the ball. Defenders, they'll torment the players they're not guarding. A lot of those steals are the result of passes he gets his hands on away from the ball.
And you talk about the talent and confidence for Monte Ellis. Steve, what's the balance between confidence and like overconfidence?
Well, I think the balance is in your decision-making, and that's the trickiest thing for really talented young players to figure out. It's just when to attack and when to back off a little bit. And that's all stuff that just comes with experience.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Nowitzki with the screen on Allen. Ellis kicks to Nowitzki. And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
Well, that's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, it paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively.
Conley kicks to Prince. He dishes it to Randolph, and the shot is good. Randolph's got his third basket of the night.
You know, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good. Making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
The Grizzlies trail by 18. Prince outside. And it's Memphis with another.
Look out, guys. I mean, I think there's a lot more where that came from. When he gets it going like this, it is not easy to slow him down.
Shots good by Ellis.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
And Allen slams it in.
Man, he slams it home and gets a little camera time on the backside of it.
Tell you what, the refs will give you a lot more leeway on that than they used to.
Well, you think about it, Tony Allen, when you talk about his game, he may not be a marquee star in the NBA, but his arrival in Memphis has coincided with the team really developing an identity of physicality and toughness, not to mention with them becoming a factor in the West as well.
Dallas calls timeout. And Clark, you mentioned Tony Allen flying under the radar a bit offensively. You know, he can be erratic. In fact, back in Boston, I think they called him, and Steve, help me with this, they called him Trick or Treat Tony because you weren't certain just what you were going to get from him from game to game.
That's right. One of the great nicknames I've ever heard. But you know, I think when you ask people around the league, they're really valuing what Allen brings to the table.
Brandon Wright's checked in for Dellenberg. With one game to go, let's take a look at how the final seeding will look out west. Look at the Mavericks. Unless they completely melt down, they should be in good position for a playoff run. And, of course, Memphis, down 5 spots from them.
Checking out Dallas and looking at where they are, they've continued their breakout season. I mean, they've showed tremendous promise thus far, and I'm looking for big things from this team.
Yeah, Clark, as the postseason approaches, there's plenty of optimism, but as you know, the playoffs are a whole different animal. Let's see if they can continue that momentum.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Here's Roten, and you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Tony Allen's checked in for Zach Randolph. And it's Harris off the drive, and it's blocked. Now here's Roten, guarded by Wright. Prince against Wright. Prince's shot is good. Prince has got 6 points in the quarter.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today. They need it.
And Wright throws it down hard. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Conley kicks to Prince. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
Yep, they have not let their guard down one bit in the paint.
Carter, and it's blocked by Roten. Wide open, and the jumper is on the mark. Roten's got 8 points.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. They get Sean Marion. The Grizzlies shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. When you look at the numbers, impressive.
Boy, I tell you what, you can't even compare their numbers at the free throw line last season to the numbers this year. I mean, they are so much better.
Mavericks leading by 13. Harris outside. Vince Carter on the left. Allen, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And so here's Memphis. Well, through. Quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Mavericks lead by 13. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Dallas.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And I'll tell you, the other thing, guys, is the mid-range shot has been something that's really worked well for them tonight.
Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go for this 4th quarter. On the court for the Mavericks. Calderon is out there with Larkin. Then there's Nowitzki. And there's Carter. And it's Wright in at the 4 slot.
He is feeling it. A terrific percentage from the field.
Conley with it, and it's Carter picking him up. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. Miller dishes to Davis. Outside Conley. Takes a 3, and that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. 8 points for Mike Conley.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
Yep, that's twice in a row now where they've done exactly the opposite and backed off.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Well, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Davis uses the glass to finish the layup.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, you know, Mike Conley has always been one of the quickest guards in the league, in my opinion, and just a blur in transition. And for his size, a pretty good finisher with both hands inside.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Marion comes in for Brandon White. And it's Ellison for Larkin. I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Rick Carlisle was going over with his team in that last huddle. He said, no time to waste, fellas. We've got to pick it up right now if we're going to make a comeback and try to win this thing. Let's go all out. Back to you.
And Conley has always been quick, Steve, but he's learning how to use, it seems like, different gears to get around defenders.
I agree, Kev. The change of pace, he's gotten so good with his right hand, too, not just off the dribble, but he frequently finishes plays with his right hand in the paint, those little runners. So a lot of skill to go along with that speed.
They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
They're going to have to continue that pace, Clark, because they're down, and anytime you're losing, you got to take advantage of every offensive opportunity you have.
And it's Ellis penetrating. He's against Allen. Poke loose. Here is kicks to Ellis. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. 15 points for Monte Ellis.
And what jumps out at you guys, the assist totals. I mean, they have been dominant in that category. It's the ball movement, the player movement, the great rhythm to their offense.
Clearly seems to me a different mindset between these teams.
Gasol kicks to Randall. Jump to him. Beauty.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
Guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. It's been quite a game for Dirk Nowitzki.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his point.
Samuel Dallenberg was checked in for the Mavericks. Conley the pass to Prince. Gives him the lead pass. And Zach Randolph the bucket on the assist by Prince. Prince has got 6 assists here tonight.
That's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And he can't jam it through. Mavericks leading by 8. Ellis with it. Conley picks him up. And it's Dallas with another.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Lots of room. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for it. 1:51 left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Ellis. Again, the Mavericks score. Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're behind by 10. 1:46 left in the game. 1:46 left to play in the final quarter. The shot's good from Gasol.
Well, you just can't give them that kind of position in the post.
I'll tell you what, when he gets it in that tight, he's going to bury it over.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Well, Ellis is one of the most acrobatic finishers in the NBA, Kevin. His ability to race in from the perimeter and score, either in transition or against a half-court defense. He finds his way to the rim, and he can finish once he gets there.
And he's shown the ability of absorbing contact, hanging, and still finishing. I think he could even stand to be more aggressive looking for contact, Steve, just to up those free throw attempts. But regardless, a devastating score around the rim.
And Nowitzki backs in. Knocked away. Stolen by Randolph. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got 7 points for the quarter.
Their low post defense has to show some improvement, guys.
Yeah, of the last 10 points, Steve, 8 have come from in tight. Tell you what, the points they've allowed off turnovers are really hurting.
Well, you're just not giving your defense enough time to react when you give up the ball like that.
1:05 left to play here in the fourth. Harris outside. Lets it go from deep. Gets it to go. And the Mavericks lead by 10.
Yeah, and that's his first three of the half. There may be more.
Putting on a shot. For these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Might as well want it if you've got it, Clark.
51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Knocks it loose. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Ellis kicks to Harris. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nowitzki. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
A serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
And there's Mark Gasol. And the assist by Conley.
Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
Parker in good position here to ride it out.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, if they just play smart right here, Kevin, this game's pretty much over.
The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
It's going to be a great game for them. No win on the road comes easy in the NBA. Nice performance.
Any player loves sending his own fans home happy. He loves even more sending opposing fans home miserable.
The free throw off from Marion. Memphis has gone 6 of 7 from long range tonight. They've been on fire from way outside. Pass to Okoye. And another basket for Memphis. And here is West. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And that'll wrap it up for Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching all season long. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay, so the Dallas Mavericks are now going to become a second place in the NBA history, the longest win streak to surpass the 2013-2013 Miami Heat, who was 27-game win streak from last season. And now the Dallas Mavericks joining in the second place in the longest win streak ever in NBA history. Let's check out the beautiful score. Marc Gasol and Tayshaun Prince share with 15 points. Zach Randolph got 14. Michael Conley got 12 and 9. On the other hand, for Dallas Mavericks, 26 points for Dirk Nowitzki, Monte Ellis 22, Devin Harris 18, Vince Carter 13, and Sean Merrill 10, and the rest of the Dallas Mavericks. As the Dallas Mavericks secure, there might be a chance to protecting the number 3rd seed in the Western Conference. So the rest of that, we're going to go to Hawks Bucks, to the Pistons Thunders. We got the Hawks and the Bucks, and Bucks play rookie 20 plus minutes as the Bucks win. Along with the same thing in the play of the rookie. Timberwolves and the Jazz. Jazz will win this game in so many rookie. That was so far. Rockets and the Pelicans. And Pistons Thunder. Okay, so we'll be safe now. And keep it away here so you can check it. But for now, see what's going on here. We got the Bucks beat the Hawks. 22 points for Eno Soria. Anton Brown 17 points and it was good. 15 points from Lou Williams. Timberwolves beat the Jazz. Kevin Martin got 27 and Chase Bollinger 22. Kevin Martin didn't get triple-double, but Ricky Rubio got triple-double. And even Kevin Love also double-double. Draper got 30 points. Rockets beat the Pelicans in the highest scoring matchup. Eric Gordon got 29. Tyreek Evans 28. Drew Holiday 24. Anthony Davis not even get triple-double. Dwight Howard got 47 and 10. Jeremy Lin not even get triple-double. And last but not least, Pistons opposite the Thunder. Wow. Kevin Durant got 43 points, 11 rebounds, and Greg Marone got 28 and 10. So right now, the final game will wrap up here in San Antonio. That should be a good one here, and importantly, the most Western Conference playoff race. That will be a good one here. You see, the Lakers are the 4, the Spurs are the 5, trying potential the Western Conference playoff preview. The Clippers have the chance to clinch the division title with a win here tonight. We wrap up here to the playoffs. That will begin the last game. So there will be the wrap up here, first part of a final game of the regular season arc. And coming up now, we're on the way to AT&T Center in San Antonio. That will be a great matchup, the Western Conference playoff race. That will be another important matchup. So that'll do it for now here in Phoenix Chrome as the Dallas Mavericks defeat the Memphis Grizzlies by 8 points, 106-98, and next game is on the AT&T Center in San Antonio. That was good. So, the Lakers and the Spurs here in San Antonio. This is Andre Kenshin saying so long from Phoenix Forum in Memphis, Tennessee, and we'll be see you tomorrow here in the AT&T Center in San Antonio for the Los Angeles Lakers and the San Antonio Spurs. It's time to say sign up and peace out. Good night, and reminder, we'll see you tomorrow once again here in AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. It's gonna be Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, and Steve Nash of the Los Angeles Lakers take on Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker of the San Antonio Spurs. It's time to say once again, sign up and peace out. Good night, and once again, we'll see you tomorrow here in AT&T Center in San Antonio. Good night, and thanks for watching. We see you for the last game of the NBA regular season. Peace. I say for the NBA regular season. Once again, it's time to say peace out. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow once again for the last game of the NBA season. Have a wonderful day, and good night.